Breaking news from the campaign trail, Raj Saini, who has been accused of inappropriate behaviour, has dropped out of the race. He was running for the Liberals in the Ontario riding of Kitchener Centre. Our Ottawa Bureau Chief Mercedes Stephenson joins us. And Mercedes, this isn't what the Liberals need right now.
No, this is a critical riding in an area that they need to hold on to, and the news actually is coming too late for them to be able to replace this candidate with someone else. They would have had to have done that by last Monday. So they now don't have a candidate in the riding in a critical area at a critical time in the last 2 weeks of the election. Now, this all comes after allegations of unwanted sexual advances and inappropriate behavior by Raj Saini. He has categorically denied those allegations. He says they are unequivocally false. And up until today, Liberal Leader Justin Trudeau has stood by him. We haven't heard from Mr. Trudeau since these developments, but I just want to play a clip from our viewers on the tone the Liberal Party took on this yesterday. Listen to this.
I have as a leader, from the very beginning of my time as leader, has always taken very seriously and acted on. And we have strong, rigorous, independent processes in place to ensure that anyone who comes forward gets listened to, gets worked with.
This was increasingly becoming a problem for the Liberals as the narrative built about multiple allegations against Mr. Saini. They also went high up into the Liberal Party with allegations that Trudeau's Chief of Staff, Katie Telford, was aware of concerns about Saini's behaviour. There was a review, but the complainant wasn't interviewed as a part of that review into Saini's office, which he says found no concerns about harassment, although we've not been able to review that report. Now it's not clear whether Saini has jumped or was pushed by the Liberal Party, and there's also a question of whether his name will still be on the ballot or if Elections Canada can change that before Election Day.
Mercedes Stephenson in Ottawa. Thanks, Mercedes. And tomorrow on the West Block, Mercedes will be interviewing NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. You can watch that right here on Global. Today, the leaders of the NDP and Conservative Party were on opposite ends of the country. Erin O'Toole was in BC, where he was pressed about whether his party would maintain a ban on assault weapons. Here's Mike Le Couteur.
Erin O'Toole says he wants to take Canada back. He also says he'll repeal the Liberal ban on assault weapons.
New attack ads from the Liberals are hoping to hammer home the message that Conservative leader Erin O'Toole can't be trusted. Commercials call out some campaign promises and were accompanied by former ministers on the offensive.
Mr. O'Toole's refusal to come clean on his plan is disrespectful to the victims and the survivors of gun violence.
During Thursday's French language leaders debate, O'Toole said he would not repeal the Liberal ban on assault rifles brought in last year, but his platform says he would.
The Beretta C X4 Storm was used in the Dawson College shooting.
O'Toole was asked 10 separate times on Saturday to clarify his position on exactly which weapons would remain banned, and each time he said the same thing.
I will say to those Canadians that we will maintain a ban on assault weapons. And as I've said, we will also have, and it's in our policy, a transparent and public review of our classification system.
But which ban he will maintain isn't clear. A Conservative spokesperson told the Canadian press that O'Toole was referring to the prohibition of full-fledged assault weapons decades ago, not the Liberal ban in 2020. Heidi Rathjen is a survivor of the 1989 École Polytechnique massacre. She says O'Toole is intentionally staying vague to cater to gun lobbyists.
My take is that he doesn't want to reveal his true intentions to the public, although he reveals his true intentions to the gun lobby.
This is the second straight day the issue of gun control has dogged the Conservative leader on the campaign trail, and it could continue to be a problem for O'Toole until he clarifies which guns he plans to prohibit. Robin.
Mike Le Couteur in Richmond, BC. Thanks, Mike. Jagmeet Singh spent the day on the East Coast. He's once again pitching a national dental care plan and how he plans to pay for it. Abigail Beeman is traveling with the NDP leader.
Jagmeet Singh started Saturday here in St. John's talking about a longtime NDP promise, free dental care.
That there is no separating your dental health from your overall well-being, your overall health.
The new Democratic plan says it will help families earning less than $90,000 a year. The party says it will pay for the estimated $1.5 billion annual cost by introducing a 1% wealth tax on Canadians with a net wealth of $10 million or more. As the third week of the campaign draws to a close, Ipsos pollster Daryl Bricker says the NDP are the early winners of the race by offering a credible progressive alternative, picking up support from Liberals and Green voters.
So what we've seen in the last election campaign, Jagmeet Singh and the NDP got 16% of the vote. Now they're getting 23%. They're the biggest risers through the course of this election campaign compared to how they performed in the last election.
The NDP is making some changes to how it campaigns due to the federal COVID-19 modeling released Friday. Main Streeting in Halifax was replaced by an event with a smaller group. There will also be more virtual events, and the party is introducing regular rapid testing.
Is really sobering. It's really troubling. Things look like they could get really bad. And the most important thing we can do is to get vaccinated.
Regular rapid testing has been a requirement of Liberal and Conservative campaigns since day one. I asked the NDP leader why he's only introducing them now. He says his party has had strong health protocols but didn't directly answer. Abigail Beeman, Global News, St. John's.